So Zander, obviously the first question would be, how's the past 6 weeks been?
Past 6 weeks have been whirlwind, definitely riding the wave. It's been amazing. Spoke to people I'd never think I'd speak to in my life. Seen and done things that are pinch me moments, and now it's sort of calmed down a wee bit. I can fully focus on the football, but past 6 weeks has definitely exceeded my expectations and what I thought I would achieve already, so very good.
Even just getting into that, some of the relationships that you've now built up, with some other players, some other people, other organisations, has that surprised you in terms of the reaction, or how much attention it's brought?
The partnerships, as you mentioned there, with yourselves has been amazing. Introduced me to amazing organisations like TAI, for example, which we'll talk about obviously later on, and reactions from people like governing bodies and people high up in our football world. It's been excellent to get that support, and again I just want that, hopefully that gives a ripple effect to the younger generation, current players who are struggling with their sexuality, and just sort of keep doing the baby steps to hopefully just normalise it one day, so this doesn't need to be news. But certainly encouraging.
So things like, obviously Jake Daniels and Lloyd Wilson in Scotland coming out as gay as well, was that a factor in you coming out as well? Did that help? Did that give you confidence?
And listen, before all that, like the campaigns that everyone does in regards to the rainbow laces, showing that visibility, corner flags, armbands, professionals speaking out and stuff, that does help to a degree. But if you've not got anybody in the limelight that you can relate to, as a role model, it's a wee bit challenging. So when they did take the leap, Jake Daniels, obviously abroad we've got Josh Carroll and that, but specifically in Britain, Jake Daniels, and then with the SFA referees Greg Napier and Lloyd Wilson, who we're getting involved with a lot of work together, which is really exciting. Once they came out, it did pave the way for me to go, okay, wait a minute here, I can do this, because I've got people here within our community, which is hopefully this can now just trickle on and influence others that maybe that are in higher divisions that are thinking, oh God, I can't. Hopefully we're just being the guinea pigs, if you like, and it's highlighting, God, it's actually not that bad.
Yeah, exactly. Really. And what about Gala? The reaction there with the gaffer and that, and the players and that, everything's been pretty great there. Obviously speaking with Jimmy and Stevie and that, it seems as though it's just business as usual, I think, isn't it?
That was my huge worry. As I've said to you in many conversations, I'm not quiet in the dressing room, I'm an absolute character. And I thought, oh no, if any boys find out I'm gay, it's just going to be awkward in me in the dressing room and all that, don't know what to say. But no, the partner's just got even better, which is brilliant. Like, they're taking the mick at me for, what you on next in the appearances, and you on celebrity, or you'll be on I'm a celebrity next and all that. So it's the banter's brilliant, but more importantly, the football side of things, the respect's still there from top to toe that club, and also I've been a wee bit injured, so I've not had the chance to play that many games now, but I can only comment on the clubs that I've played against and the fans. Like, everything's the same. I don't feel anything out of place, which is definitely a message I want to convey to the people out there that are struggling with their sexuality, because I know there's people in the leagues, Scotland, England and abroad. Like, from my perspective, like, it's going to be different for you, but I can't see much change to now. It's the exact same, which is definitely something I want to put out there.
That's good, and I know we're speaking about everything being a positive just now, and it's great, and the acceptance and everything that's going on, but I'm pretty sure there has been a lot of times, a lot of tough times that you went through. Do you want to go into that a wee bit?
Of course. I mean, just when you're struggling to deal with something as big as that, I mean, just quickly to flip side now, I can't believe that I've not done it sooner.
Right.
I'll be honest, because now I'm like, God, what's the big deal? Nobody cares.
Exactly.
People do not care. All the people that I thought would care don't care. They're meant to me, in the football world. Since your hormonal changes as a boy, you know what I mean, puberty changes if you like, you know, and it's been a huge challenge for you. It's always in the back of your head when you're playing football. I mean, when you're actually playing football, you get that bit of release, but everything in around that, it's a huge challenge, and hope this people seeing this, especially in the younger generation, to know that you're no alone. And my advice would be is just to begin that process to accepting yourself, and you'd probably be surprised this day and age. I can only comment on Scottish football, Scottish football. I can only comment on that, and I guarantee you, majority of boys in that dressing room will support you, because I think the times have changed massively. And then they'll I don't want to look back and regret, but I do look back in numerous opportunities that I could have potentially had the opportunity to play higher.
Yeah.
And that's as right up to 6 months ago last season. And the only reason it stopped me is because I was gay. Which right now sounds mental.
Yeah.
Just being scared to go and try with a team, or you know, you just play this inner saboteur in your brain of, God, if they see me out in the town with my queer pals or gay pals, or say I was my partner, no, that's going to go to the public, and how's that going to go? But now that's completely abolished, so I hope this paves the way for the younger generation.
Yeah.
Not just me, obviously, everyone else that's in my community. You know?
Yeah. No, that's great. You know, in PFA Scotland, we're very much focused on, you know, the person, not just the player. So who's the person? Who's Zander Murray outside football?
Aye, Zander Murray is someone out with football in my day job. Whatever crude as a skill is that I'm good at is I naturally want to empower and inspire others and motivate people. Through all the jobs that I've tried, even to my last job as a career advisor for 6 years with the government, that is a skill that I've accrued. And through football as well, you learn skills through that. Now that I've found another passion and fire out with football, which is inspiring younger generations, current footballers, and the footballing world, if you like, just to normalise people being gay in football, that is something that I want to take head on, especially when I retire from football and I want to go away. I was always worried after football. I'm like, what am I going to do after football? Because this gave me so much fire and passion. I've definitely found it, and yep, it's exciting the amount of projects and partnerships that I'm getting involved with. Obviously, I can't do too much at present until I retire, but this is something that I'll definitely do to the day I die.
Yeah, no, that's great to hear, because again at PFA Scotland, you know, we're big on education, we're big on, you know, dual careers, you know, beside football, and making the importance to players that it's fine to educate yourself and to have another job alongside your football whilst you're still playing, so that when that time comes for the transition, then it's, you know, it's not so much of a transition because you're already doing it. So you know, and you mentioned the partnerships and that there, so obviously working with ourselves and working with TIE, you know, Time for Inclusive Education, who are really big in the LGBT community and in the education side. So having been introduced to them and a couple other organisations, what do you see moving forward? You know, what's goals, what's the aspirations kind of moving forward as well?
Well, this is a long question long response from me. So I'm always getting asked daily about, and within the news and media, especially now that the sort of initial media's out the way, it's always about controversial topics. Always. Currently it's about Qatar and David Beckham's being an ambassador for Qatar. What's your views on that and stuff? They're always wanting, you know, this catch for the news article.
Yeah.
To me, it's the deep thing is education. Education. Just lack of education that people ask me about the Puyol and Casillas. Maybe no focus on the. Fair enough, Casillas got hacked, and that's fine, but it was, for me, it was the comments under when Casillas initially came out as gay. They comments, the amount of homophobic abuse people were touching on, and as well as Puyol, they're not trying to offend anybody. But would that happen with two ex-pros in Britain? Would they have came out and did that? No. And again, it just comes back to education, and what I want to do going forward is get involved with exciting part like yourselves, like Time for Inclusive Educations, get into schools, get into sports, football teams, Leap Sports as well. They're a really good one. They've got a campaign, Football vs Homophobia Scotland. I'm going to be on the panel on Friday in a conference at City Glasgow College. So as much educational inputs as possible, that's what I want to get involved in, whether that's workshops, whether that's just being a speaker, being on a panel. Yep, that's certainly something I'm going to give a go, and you know, just going to keep working at it. If it doesn't work, I mean, let's keep trying. One thing I have learned, especially with the football world, is you can't shove it in football teams' throats. Do you know what I mean? The main thing is the football, playing football. But if you go in with it quite smart in regards to all you're trying to do is just make it a safe place. And I think the thing is, especially in Scottish football, and you know as well, for the clubs that I've spoke to and players, I think at this day and age it's a very safe space for somebody that's LGBT to be in let's focus on men's football. I think it's a very safe space. Football, where you're a staff or you're a player, at this day and age, I think you'll definitely be supported, and I think you'll be very surprised that if you're going to think, oh God, what's going to happen, I think things will stay the exact same. Definitely. So just to conclude that education is huge, and the partnerships that I've mentioned are massive for me, and I'll definitely be doing inputs as much as I possibly can. Out with, obviously, the football is the main thing. I'm injured now, I want to get back and score goals and help my team, but out with that, definitely education.
Brilliant, Zander. Listen, it's been great to hear, you know, a small snippet, I'm sure, of what's actually been going on the past 5-6 weeks. Hearing a wee bit about your past and obviously aspirations moving forward. So, you know, thanks very much for coming in.
Pleasure.
Is there anything you want to finish off on, like any kind of inspiring things that you would say to others out there?
If you are listening to this and you are struggling with your, let's just focus on your sexuality, because obviously that's my baby. We could obviously go into like mental health and things like that as well, of course, speak to you guys. But if you're struggling with your sexuality and you think, oh God, what's my team going to think, blah 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 blah, and you're completely not to anybody, what I would say is, firstly, begin the process. Speak to your loved ones, speak to the people you're closest to, and take baby steps. Don't just go and date to everybody. That doesn't help anyone. I would just do like a slow baby step process, and reach out to you guys. You know, there's people out there that can definitely support you. And my last message is, you're not alone. There's, you know, look at us, look at myself, Lloyd Wilson, Greg Napier in Scottish football. We're here. We're visible. You know, you're definitely not alone. So just accept yourself. Definitely, that's the last message.